I could ask everybody to get up, introduce yourself to 3 people in here you've never met before. Give them your first name and last name, your first name and surname, 3 people, and then sit back down. Up you go, okay? It is hot. Nail those guys in the airport. Jesus, hot. Okay, I didn't say turn it into a social. I said introduce yourself to 3 people, okay? Now, here's what I want. Listen carefully. Okay, I want everybody to stand up that can remember the first and the last names, the first name and the surname of the 3 people that you just met. Let's have a look. First name, last name. Okay, let's check it out here. I'm going to listen to this lady. Watch it. Now, that's the first name and the last name, right? Of 3 people. Who did you meet? Did she get 3 of them? Surname as well? Surname is wrong. Sit down. Okay, now listen, I always do this exercise for a reason. Very simple. And I want you to listen carefully. If each and every one of us in here had given each other a business card, every single person in here could have stood up and said who they meant, right? Because, you know, and a business card is a marketing tool. It's no good in your purse, it's no good in your wallet, it's no good in your pocket. When a business card is in your pocket or in your wallet, it's like winking at somebody in the dark. Yeah. They don't even know you did it. Okay, so get those cards out and use them because they act like a name tag too. Because I can just meet somebody and I forget their names fairly quickly, but I can say, yeah, that's right, Kubus. Right? And it's there. So a business card is useful if you use it. If you use it. Now the second reason why I did it is that 80% of the information you pick up at a session like this is gone within 48 hours. It's downhill from there. Okay, depending on what you do tonight, you could lose it all by tomorrow, okay? And so what I suggest is you take notes, okay? So take notes, because some of the best ideas you're going to get is going to come from yourself. Okay? Because what happens is like when you listen to Thane, he would trigger something. But if you didn't write it down, there's a good chance you won't have it tomorrow. So definitely you should take some notes, okay? So make sure that you take it, you do that. Now, who here noticed that when you shook the hands of the other people, is that everybody didn't shake hands the same way? And see, a handshake is about developing rapport. It isn't about showing how good your grip is, okay? I mean, if I got somebody who's got a nice soft shake, should I punish them by taking their arm out of joint? No, I want to adjust myself to connect. See, that's what it's about. And that's really what this session's about, is that I'm going to look at with you, we're going to talk turning your strengths and weaknesses into more sales and profits, and I'm going to look at personality profiles, or what we call entrepreneurial profile. And we're going to look at your profile in a way that how it can help you in your business, and it can include things like making sure you're hiring the right people. Because who would agree that you shouldn't necessarily hire people just like you? That can be disastrous. And also, it helps when you're dealing with clients because you got different styles of people. Okay? And who's ever heard this saying? Treat the customers just the way you like to be treated. Wrong. Some people like to walk into a business and have somebody rush them immediately and look after them, don't they? Some others like to walk in and have lots of space. So it's being aware of what that person probably likes. That's why needs analysis is so important. Taking the time to find out what people are about. So I'm going to get you involved, and you're going to be busy here with me today. And first off, go to slide number 3 in your handout. And I don't want you to work with the chart, so please don't work with the chart. I'll come back to that. What I want you to do is take the handout that I've given you right here, okay? And you'll go to slide number 3. So it should be on about the second page in, and it's right here, okay? So we'll get you to work with me on that. So here we go. And I want you to rate yourself on 0 to 10 on lines A and B, and start with A. And what we're saying here is that most of the time in most situations around most people. Doesn't mean all of the time. And on a scale from 0 to 10, where would you fit? And a 0 would be somebody that's very, very quiet, very introverted. They probably would hardly ever speak out in a group, okay? And that would be an extreme, okay? The 0, probably one of the quietest people that you know. A 10 would be very, very outspoken and extroverted. Now the big thing here is you're not allowed to pick a 5. See, this isn't a political rally where everybody sits on the fence. Okay, you got to either go above or below. And I say most of the time in most situations with most people for a reason. Because you could have somebody that's a 0, give them 4 drinks of brandy. The next thing you know, they're on the dancing on the, right? And so it doesn't mean all of the time, okay? It just means most of the time. So give yourself a number where you're at. And by the way, the opposites sometimes see each other in a derogatory way. A bunch of 10s might look at a 0 and they may call them a 0, okay? Or a wimp or a nerd. Doesn't mean that's what they are, but opposites sometimes view it that way. You could have a group of 0s together and they look at a 10 and they think, loudmouth. And so where would you be at between 0 and 10? Okay, where would we sit at? Okay, so just make a mark on the line, and me, I'd have to make my little mark right up here. If you're a 4, put a little mark. A 7, put a little mark. Now let's go to line B, 0 to 10. Now the 0 here would be somebody that's very, 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 very unstructured. Very, very casual about life. Now if you take that's a 0, okay? Now a 10, what's a 10 like? They want things neat and clean and tidy at their place as well as yours. So where would you be at? Okay, from 0 to 10, but you're not allowed to pick a 5. Where would you be most of the time, most situations around most people? And if you're not sure and you're with somebody, ask them what they think. Okay, where would you be? You got that? Now that's quick and that's easy.